In Apex Legends, you often get into 1v1 situations, sometimes even right off the drop, like when I see a lone Pathfinder. I shoot at them and miss every shot. Then I remember I have a trash level aim and that I have to get closer to actually hit the biggest hitbox legend in the game. But unlike this fight, which I had both my teammates nearby to assist me, at the end of this game, I will be the only one standing and forced into a 1v1 with a SWEATY Wraith, so you already know it's gonna be a disaster. But for now, I was a happy idiot, cause at least I have the one kill in case I fall off the map or something. It happens, like, a lot. Next, we followed the sound of gunfire into the next fight, shamelessly planning to third party, but instead I got shot in the face the second I got close. So, I pull out the big gun. The wall failed to defend me from the enemy as I mounted Sheila, and I got shredded. Usually when this happens, I dismount to heal, but this time I chose to stay. My gamble paid off, but this fight was not over yet. I wanted to storm in there, but first I needed to heal fast. Faster! I threw some grenades to let my team feel like I'm actually helping and accidentally hit a downed guy. You're welcome! The sound of Wraith facing away made me feel like the fight was under control, so there's no harm in taking a sneak peek in one of these boxes, right? By the time I finished, I was horrified to see my team was fighting for their lives. I rushed over, beating myself for selfishly looting mid-fight, just to see Octane peacefully looting while Caustic crawled at his feet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I hate Caustic as much as the next guy, but if they're on your team, you pick them up. Octane's behavior was an ominous sign to come, and I noted to myself that if I go down, Caustic is the more likely address, only I hadn't realized how soon I was going to confirm this. As we were looting, I heard footsteps. These were not the heavy Caustic stomps, nor the Octane fast taps, which meant we had visitors. I searched for the enemy and found it with bullets in my eyes. The enemy sensed my weakness and charged at me, only they didn't take into consideration a simple equation. Loser plus 30 damage a bullet equals you might die. That is, if I'm lucky. But I wasn't ready for the next phase of this boss fight, which was raining grenades on us. Humiliated, I crawled to look for Caustic because he owed me one from before. And yes, I am petty that way. Luckily, my teammates had everything under control, and within seconds I was back on my feet. After healing and looting, it was a smooth sail to the next fight, well, except for a few incidents. There we were, at the final tree, suffering from a mild concussion, which could explain all the stupid decisions I made from this point and on. Or maybe it's the fact that I just suck at this game, which is more likely, to be honest. Hey, no revive for you! At that point, I joined Caustic for a 3-course meal of Arc Stars, followed by some failure-flavored bullets for dessert. We walked right into the line of fire and got what we deserved. But this is hardly the most humiliating thing to happen to me in this game, cause I was about to get a hard lesson from that Wraith I only saw a glimpse of. Excruciatingly slow, me and Caustic crawled out of the enemy's sight, but Octane had no intention to come for us. Instead, he made us waste precious time and expose ourselves to the enemy again in order to get picked up. My sight was starting to blur, and it was a matter of seconds before it's game over for me by the time I got revived. Caustic, on the other hand, was not that lucky, and he got timed out. As I frantically healed, Octane started pinging a mobile respawn beacon. I picked it up with no hesitation and ran for the ring, but sadly, Caustic had given up on us, so now it was only me and Octane, and some dumb luck. I had no idea how many people were in the last squad, but I did know they were missing a Bangalore, so worst case scenario would be a 2v2, right? But then Octane stopped running for the ring. Instead, he started pinging an enemy. This was not good. I watched as round 4 closed over Octane with a strong sense of deja vu. I didn't know what was worse, the fact that I was all alone now, or the fact that this didn't have to happen. We weren't defeated. We threw the game into the trash by ourselves. But there was no time to be angry or sad because the enemy had shown themselves and I had to concentrate and maybe aim a little better. I tried to take advantage of the fact that Wraith was not fully healed to finish them off, but fighting this Wraith felt like trying to catch a fish with your bare hands. They kept slipping away. Hey, come back here and fight me! I was encouraged by the fact that I was giving more than I was taking and charged at them again, but first I had to remember to reload. I managed to break their shields again, but they got away from me again. All these cat and mouse games were wearing me out. On one hand, I wanted to run after them and finish this fight for once and for all, but on the other hand, I kinda knew they were probably waiting for me somewhere in there, crouching in the corner. So I decided to back away and reposition. As I was setting up shop, I was wondering how many heals they still have after all this. But let's be real, this is a Sweaty Wraith. I'd bet they have like 10 bats or something. Octane's banner timed out, but he stayed to watch my humiliation. I waited for Wraith to show themselves, and sure enough, it wasn't long before their image creeped up on the roof. Another 100 damage and another failure to take them out. After that, we played some peekaboo for a while. But it seemed Wraith learned their lesson and were unwilling to risk getting hit by Sheila again. At that point, I wasn't sure what to do anymore. Me and Wraith exchanged fire for a while, but this was not going anywhere. And then Wraith started throwing heat shields at me. I had no idea what was the purpose of this, maybe trying to make me think it's grenades. All I knew is that I didn't like it. This made me suspect they had some kind of new plan, so I decided to change positions. I ran around the wall and set up a new home. And then I noticed there was a new portal exactly above the spot I was in a second ago. Wraith's plan failed, but there was no doubt in my mind they had a new one up their sleeve. I waited for Wraith's move, not knowing if they had seen me yet or not. I guess not. And this was when I made my crucial mistake. I got tired of playing games with this Wraith, and seeing the amount of damage I just put in, I decided to charge forward. I already knew they had good movement, and I don't have any movement, but I figured it would only take a bullet or two to finish this. But I was wrong. And when you're wrong in Apex, you get punched to death. So no, I can't 1v1 against the Sweaty Wraith because they have all the heals in the world.